Do you consider yourself an introvert? Because I certainly do. And I wasn't really familiar with this term up until a few years ago, but then I kind of figured out what introverts and extroverts are. And I am totally an introvert. I'm not an extreme introvert where I stay away from people entirely. I'm somewhere in the middle, between an introvert and an extrovert. It really depends on the type of situation I'm in. But in today's video, I want to talk about something that relates to being an introvert and being an entrepreneur, because a lot of people would think that they really don't go hand in hand. So I'm going to give you the lowdown of how my experience has been being an introvert entrepreneur, and let me know what you guys think about this. I would love for you to weigh in on the comments, especially if this relates to you or somehow you feel like we are the same. I think I realized I was an introvert way before I ever even knew what an introvert was. But early on in my childhood, and especially like in elementary school, moving into middle school and high school, I realized that I really didn't feel like I needed to have a lot of friends. And the people that I went to school with that seemed to have a lot of friends and were the most popular ones seemed like the most douchey and the most annoying ones to me. So I definitely didn't want to be like them. And I knew I was different from them, and I had really no desire to be friends with those people. Fast forward to today in the adult world, and I still feel the exact same way. Being in the real estate business, I deal with a lot of realtors that are just loudmouths and think that they know everything and think that they can sell anyone anything. And it's kind of like one of the most annoying things that you have to deal with. And I just look at them and I'm laughing inside because I know that no matter what they say or whatever kind of stupid phrase comes out of their mouth, it's not going to sell my client the house. If I'm with the buyer and they're trying to sell their listing or whatever, it's just not going to work. But in their mind, they think the more they talk and the more they try to get things to look good, that somehow it's going to work out in their favor. But sorry to tell you, extroverts, the more you talk, usually the dumber you sound. A lot of you watching this might actually be wondering how I can be an introvert and also be in the real estate business. It really doesn't seem to go hand in hand. And you're correct if that's what you're thinking. It really doesn't go hand in hand. But I didn't know that 11 years ago when I got into this business, and I kind of just found that out the hard way on my own. And despite that fact, somehow I've been able to still stay in business all these years, and I'm still here. I'm still working in real estate. If I could go back in time 11 years ago and maybe choose a different path that would have been better for me, knowing what I know about myself today, I probably would have. But obviously that's impossible, and I just have to move forward with what I know about myself today. Being a realtor as an introvert is actually not so bad, but the worst part about it is that in order to get clients, you have to talk to people. And I'm one of the last people that will just approach strangers and just talk about whatever and make small talk in the elevator and things like that just to try to get clients. I am terrible about that. I actually hate those situations. It feels so weird for me, and I just can't wait to get out of the elevator and just get away. So I'm sure you can probably relate to that if you're an introvert. And if you're an extrovert watching this, you're probably just laughing your ass off at me. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. We're all different. But I would say that as an introvert, working in the real estate business, I do have a few advantages over extroverts. While I might not be good as obtaining new clients, I'm really good at retaining the clients I do get for a few different reasons. One, I listen to what they say. I listen to what their wants and needs are when it comes to either selling or buying a property. And I think they really respect me for that. And they know that I'm listening, and they know I'm not just trying to do something for my own motivations. The other part to that is a lot of people think that introverts are super shy or afraid of people, and that's just not the case. At least it's not for me. And in fact, once I have a client, I actually form a pretty good relationship with most of them, and we end up trusting each other, and they end up actually being very happy with my service. And I think that's one of my strengths as an introvert. Extroverts, they seem to have their minds all over the place. They're terrible listeners. And, a lot of times clients might feel like they're really not being understood or represented properly by their extrovert realtor. So that's definitely an advantage to being an introvert. So while it might not be that easy for me to obtain clients, it is easy for me to keep my clients because of my introvert qualities. Now that it has been almost 11 years working as a realtor, like I said, if I could go back in time and change my path, I would have, but that's not possible. But I'm trying to do that now. And that's really a large role that this YouTube channel plays in my life right now. I decided to start this because I think, one, it helps me be more comfortable around people because I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm talking to the camera. It actually feels very natural for me. I don't feel like nervous or scared to do this, and it feels good to put my ideas out there and see that it's actually helping people who are seeing these videos and making these really nice comments, and which I really appreciate, by the way. Thank you for doing that. And the fact of the matter is, I'm not getting paid to do these videos yet, but I'm actually having a really good time making them for you. I have plenty of ideas still to come, and I just want to keep making these videos because I feel like I really could make a new career out of this. And while I'll always do real estate for myself, one day I would like to break away from doing real estate for other people and actually like working as a realtor and just focus on my own investments now that I've learned so much about real estate and real estate investing. And I will always have a soft spot in my heart for real estate, but as far as like working as a realtor, I don't feel like I'm completely cut out for that personality wise, and sitting here making YouTube videos for you guys really is something that I enjoy and I feel like is a lot more honed into what I was born to do. My advice to you, if you're an introvert watching this and you really want to be an entrepreneur, I would say definitely carefully consider your options of what you want to do and what kind of business you want to get into, and really think of how much you're going to have to deal with other people, or like how social you're going to need to be in order to obtain clients, especially like something like me in real estate. It's tough to go to like networking events or just go out with the intention to just meet new clients and things like that. I am terrible at that, but I'm a damn good realtor and I have the credentials to back it up. All of my previous clients will tell you that, but I'm just not good at meeting them. So that's kind of where the disconnect is when it comes to real estate. So definitely consider your options as an entrepreneur. Maybe you can go into like the software side of things and become like a developer. If you're sitting there on the computer all day, you don't really have to talk to anyone. You don't have to do anything with anyone. You might have to collaborate with a few other people here and there, but you're mostly on your own. That's one thing. You could also run a website, have a blog. You're sitting there writing and you are in charge of everything you put on there. You're going to have a lot of thoughts, especially as an introvert. Just, a lot of people have this misconception that just because we're introverts that we have nothing to say, and that is entirely not true. We're just better at listening than other people are, and we have plenty of our own thoughts, and we really value interesting and deep conversations over small talk. I hate small talk. If someone starts talking to me about like the weather or some kind of stupid sports game I don't even watch, like I'm tuned out. Like I already don't even want to talk to you. I just can't wait to get away from you, if that's what it is. So I'm sure a lot of introverts can relate to that. The point of this really is that there are plenty of options out there for you as an introvert to get into the entrepreneur space and really work for yourself. It's just a matter of finding the right niche or business for yourself that's going to really suit your personality best. You can learn from my mistakes by not getting into like an extrovert type of job that requires you to be very outgoing, knowing that that's going to be tough for you. And I didn't really consider that from the beginning. So learn from my mistake and don't do what I did. Really think about this and make sure you're going to get into a business where you're not going to have to be more outgoing than you really want to be. And I know you can have some personal growth in life stepping outside your comfort zone. That's great. But if you're doing things like that and it just feels like gross, or you just feel like super against it or annoyed, you're not going to have a good time building your business. and it's just going to make your life more miserable. And guys, because I am an introvert myself, I really am thinking about making more videos covering this topic, because I also think that this really plays into the quality of your life, because ultimately, in order to have a good life, you need to kind of put things in place and follow the path that really seems the most natural and right for you. Because if you follow the wrong path, you're just not going to be happy, and your quality of life is going to be shit. So I think we can all agree with that. And, let me know what you think about this type of video, because I think I'm going to make some more related to this topic. So I look forward to doing that. And make sure you keep hanging out with me by watching more of my videos and right over here. And I will see you guys over there.